Hello, and welcome to Generations in the Workplace. I'm your hostess, Deborah Easton. Thank you for inviting me today into your, viewing screen. Today we're going to talk about the importance of understanding the different mindsets of the almost five generations in today's workplace. You see, we each have a set of experiences that have created different mindsets about what's important in the workplace. For example, my long introduction here is driving the young gentleman behind the camera just absolutely crazy. Because you see, in his generation, you need to be short, sweet, to the point, and perhaps I should have actually just texted him this information instead of trying to talk it through with formal language and long, drawn-out explanations. But you see, that's the way I was trained in my generation. These generational differences are based on something we call the bias of experience. You know, it's like the old adage of how I had to walk to school barefoot, through the snow, uphill, both ways, backwards. And so, based on the fact that I had to pay my dues, I don't understand why younger generations don't believe in that same principle of paying one's dues. There are just so many ways in which the traditionalist mindset of my generation is important in today's workplace. I mean, for example, are we inviting our newest hires into our high-level decision-making meetings? They don't understand why we're not. And we're saying, well, you haven't been here long enough. And how about our technology? Are we going with the old mindset of if you have seniority, then you will receive all the latest and greatest toys that the company has to offer? Well, that doesn't make any sense, does it? Because we're handing brand new cell phones to baby boomers who spend 3 weeks complaining about the fact that it took them 6 days to figure out how to turn the cell phone off without taking a picture of their foot. Meanwhile, our millennials are saying, gimme, 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 because I know how to work that and I can show you in T-minus 30 seconds. Even our HR department doesn't recognize oftentimes that in today's world, our orientation programs should be different. You know, we do the traditional, oh, here's what our benefits package is, here's the retirement package, and our young hires are saying, just email that to me or put it on a website. I can read that. Tell me about what the culture is like here. I mean, I can't believe it was a mistake the very first day I was on the job. I saw a problem in the parking lot, and I came in and went right to the vice president and told him about it. Apparently, in a traditionalist culture, that's not something that a millennial is supposed to do. But we haven't told them that, have we? And then there are the baby boomers. The baby boomers, many of whom are in decision-making positions of today. That generation, all about change. But many of them have gotten to a point where they have changed so many times, and they're so close to retirement that they're actually saying, you know what, I don't appreciate the youngsters coming along tinkering with everything that it took me years to put into place. And then, of course, we have our Gen Xers. Efficiency-oriented. They can do something known as parallel processing. Starting one project, starting a second, going to a third one, finishing the first one, starting a fourth one, finishing the second one, and by the end of the day, or probably sooner, they've got her done. And their question then is, why can't they leave? After all, their kid has a soccer game. In our traditionalist-minded types of organizations today, we're still dinging them on their performance reviews for not completing one project before they move on to a second one. So if these are the kinds of issues that ring true for you in your workplace, then perhaps you need to spend more than the traditional just hour of putting up some charts and graphs of here's the generation, here's who their pop icons were, this is what created a bit of their mindset. Perhaps we need to have a little bit more discussion about at least 36 ways in which this topic affects the interactions within an organization, how people are motivated, our retention rates within the organization. 36 ways in which this topic affects the functioning of an organization. Now, this presentation, of course, is done in a little bit different way than you will have ever experienced. There's a baby boomer presenter who turns herself into a member of each generation and talks from that generation's point of view. Now, you know, in my generation, in my day, that would have been considered a bit frivolous in approach, or, well, just quite not as appropriate as the formal presentation of training is supposed to be. But apparently it has worked quite well for her over the years. So if you're interested in seeing that, please give our department a call, and you never know who might show up. As the youngsters say, see you later, dudes.